welcome to the garage. Right now we will make a diagnostics of the Mercedes. We will use our tool. This is a tablet MS909 with a new interface. So we will connect the interface and we will start the diagnostics. So let's go, have a look. First of all, I will have to connect the interface and we will start. So let's do it. We are almost ready to make a diagnostics. Why almost? Because we have to switch on the ignition. So I will do it first. Okay. I select diagnostics. I will use the function, the VIN scan number. So this is the auto detection. I will just click it, and at the moment the car will be selected in an automatic way. One thing what I have to decide on is that I have one information what I have to give the system is the type of the vehicle, and in this case it is a Mercedes-Benz. So I will select it. This window is used when we have to perform some diagnostics and some calibration of ADAS, because we can make a pre-check and after produce a final report. In this case, we will use a standalone diagnostics, so there will be no calibration record as is written right here. I will confirm, okay, and right now the software will find out the car for me. As you can see, the VIN number has been just read. So in this case, I will just connect the car using the key OK, and the tool will select the car by itself in the automatic way. Here we have a details. Right now I will press OK, and we will enter to the principal menu. Okay, we are in the principal menu. So we have some functions. It is similar like we have seen already if we have some experience, for example, with a 908S or 908S Pro. So it's almost equal. What do we have here? So there is a auto scan, there is a unit control. So in this case we can select our control unit, what we want to make a diagnostics. There is ADAS calibration, the common used functions, programming and retrofit. So let's have a look at the auto scan. When I will press the icon, immediately the tool will scan all the present system. Right here we have the structure of the CAN line, and in this case we can see interconnection between them, and even there will be some information about what part of a CAN line is present, so we can see even the legend right here. So there is a CAN diagnostics, there is a CAN chassis, powertrain, telematics, and so on, so on. So from this screen, the mechanic can understand where the special ECU is connected. We can make that from here directly. We can make a diagnostic, so we can make a full scan, and I will do it right now. As you can see right now, in the module KLA, there is a one error, because right now we can see that is a orange. So it means that in this specific ECU we have a problem. And here is another news. We have already done the full scan of all the systems, and if we will click right here on the list, we can see again the list of all the instruments we have, so all the ECU. And right now we can even read the errors according to the specific ECU. It was not available before. Right now we can read all the information, so all the errors that are present in each ECU. We will try to erase errors, so we can click right here the quick erase, and look what will happen. But before I will start, I want to show you the intelligent diagnostics. These are the quite new things what we have added in the last line of our diagnostics instruments. So let's have a look. Right now I will make a quick erase, so let's have a look what will happen. The error is present, and the error is telling us there is a problem with the air quantity sensor is faulty, and it is regarding to the air conditioning system, of course. In this case we have this icon. I can click it and we will be able to get even some additional information. We have a DTC analysis, so I can enter inside, and here we have a description what can be the problem. So we have a DTC description, we have a fault description, we have a condition and other useful information what can be the problem. The tool gives us a hand which one direction should we go to resolve the problem. So let's have a look once again on the topology. If I want to know what are the abbreviations of each system, I can just select one and I will get immediately information what is it. If I want to enter the communication with a specific ECU, I can press the arrow right here, so I will be connected immediately, or it is just enough to assign principal ECU and I can press enter the system, and in this way we can enter the system directly. So we have entered the system and we have 5 different options. First of all is a ECU information. So in this case our tool will read the information what are stored already in the ECU. For example, like a hardware number, software number and other useful information. Maybe some of them will be useful even for mechanic, but for sure it will be useful for software developing. For sure. We can exit and we can go to the trouble codes. In this case we've seen that there is no any trouble codes because we just selected the same module. Live data, so there will be an access to to select some parameters. In this case our philosophy is based on the OEM software, and in this case we have already defined some logic groups. And if I want, for example, take a look on the fuel level, it is enough just to click it and we have exactly the information from the sensor. Let's select another thing, for example supply voltage, and in this case we will get all the terminals and information regarding to the voltage of all the terminals present at the car. Let's go back. I just want to show you active test and the component unit adaptation, and to do it I will exit from this module and I will go directly to the gearbox, because it is really interesting module, so I will be able to tell you something more about it. So I will select other active tests. For example, we can check in this specific car, in this specific transmission, we can perform the oil check test. Of course, there are information what condition has to be fulfilled to carry out. I will press the continue, and here we have preliminary conditions what we have to fulfill, and here we have an access to the parameters what has to be fulfilled. So in this case, of course, the engine is just off, so that's why we have a 0 RPM. If we will perform this action on the display, the letter F will be flashing, and after the check we will get the correct answer direct from the ECU. We can go out and let's have a look for another interesting option. So right now we will see the control unit adaptation. Let's suppose that this car has a problem with the clutch. If the owner of the car has traveled more or less 50,000 kilometers, it can happen that we have to perform the adaptation of the clutch because the clutch will not act like it should do. So in this case, we will select unit control adaptation. Here we have some options like a backup or restore. In this case, we will have to make a teach in process. So I will select this function. And in this case, we will use the normalization and adaptation. Here we have already some options. For example, full basic adaptation. And if we want to make a full adaptation of the gearbox, we can select this option. Let's have a look what is in the full adaptation. Of course, there are some information regarding to the process. In this case, is really critical, and some of the requirements should be fulfilled. I will click OK. Here we have preconditions to fulfill. Here we have additional parameters. Even right now you can see on the red. So these conditions are not fulfilled, and even we cannot enter the procedure at the moment. If the condition will be fulfilled, in this case these buttons will be even active and we will be able to perform the procedure. As you can see, this diagnostics offer very specialized settings, and not only for Mercedes but for the other brands as well. So we have a really strong tool with a strong software, and even every mechanic can use it and it will be followed step by step. Okay, let's go back to the principal menu because this is always interesting because there are some changes that you most probably you've seen. What is the change? Take a look right here on this icon. It is a battery test. It is clear that we are a producer even for a battery tester. We are just waiting the tools, and with these tools it will be possible to make a diagnostics even for a battery, even for a starting system, generator. So we will have a complete options to make a diagnostic for all the present systems at the car. What else? There is a VCI manager we can enter. We can connect our diagnostic interface using Bluetooth or even Wi-Fi, which is much more stable. And from this part we can select this option. This option, it was not available before. We can get enter and we can select some cars and we can make something like a simulation of the connection with the real system. So in this case we can take a look how does it look like, how does it work. For example, we can read the VIN number and we can take a look how it will be decoded, so we will get the system immediately. And we have such options.